Evening. Welcome to Odessa Season 2. It is a sweltering hot night in Odessa because it's a sweltering hot night everywhere else. Even the crickets are quiet tonight and the streets are dead under the curfew. But Margot's bathhouse inside is conserving candles since the nighttime customers have dwindled to almost nothing. But she's a Toreador, so there are some areas still beautifully lit and extravagant and pretty. And there's a back door open to those in the know, and one of them has sent word that he would like to speak to his Primogen as soon as possible. That's right. It's fair enough, so that's fair.
Yeah, Margot tends to stay in the house, with especially with this title. She stays in the bathhouse most of the night. And when she hears, she'll let Liftig know that he can come right away.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And he shows up at the appointed time and presumably is ushered in. How does the protocol work here?
It's, well, as it always did. It's a little bit different because now he has to come through the back door because, well, to anyone that, to most people, it's supposed to be closed. But when he does, people will come, when beautiful men and women all dressed in very thin silk robes to welcome him, and they will welcome him. Well, they will. What was the word, to escort him to a particular room that looks like what is in front of you there in the picture, and his Primogen, Margot, is in a similar outfit than the other ones, although much more beautiful. It's much more, much better quality silk, and she's smiling.
I'm assuming she's not in the bath. She's probably just kind of lounging on a.
Yeah, she's probably on in the bench that that's at the end there.
Perfect. Okay. He goes straight to her and takes one knee in front of her and bows his head and says, "My lady, I'm honored that you would meet with me.
Please.
Thank you for your time."
Sure. Please, you are a member of my clan. It is my duty to help you and any other members of Clan Toreador. You wished to speak to me?
When she says that it is her duty to help him, he looks up and he grins, and he's got a big fucking toothy grin.
Giddy. Are we in dice roll 1?
3.
Oh, 3. Okay.
Do I have a sheet open?
No, that's the evil one.
Oh, sorry. I thought 1 was the evil one.
I think it's 3. Let's see. Oh, well, no, it's not the evil one. Look at that.
Well, that ought to do ya. Is that 5 successes? God, I can't count. 8 o'clock in the morning. Sorry.
8, 7, 9, 10, 9. Yep, that's 5 successes.
Okay, with 5 successes, you see quite clearly that A, that's what he wanted to hear. But you don't see any malice in it. You don't see any spite, or even you don't feel like you've made a misstep. Like you don't feel like you've given something away that you shouldn't have. He doesn't appear to be hiding things very well, and he's delighted that that was your answer. And you see a great deal of respect or fondness in his face. Like, he's grinning because he likes you, is what you get with your successes.
And with that, she'll move her hand towards him, not as in kind of in a gesture, like it's kind of sideways in front of him to help him. He gets that, it's like Bobby to help him rise.
Okay, yeah, he rises easily. You've seen him dance, and even though he could not even sort of match the beauty and the grace of his elders, he's obviously fit and capable, and he rises smoothly even from the awkward position. On the contrary, I am here to help you, and I hope I have not offended.
No, not at all. How do you wish to help?
He blinks at the question and then looks around. Like as soon as she says it, he kind of forgets what he was talking about, and he glances around the room and just kind of stops to take it in for a second. And then he says, "My lady, I am a builder by trade. I am not skilled at the games of the court. I'm not skilled at many of those things which Toreador ought to be skilled in, but I am a builder. And whatever you need built, from the tiniest hovel to the broadest palace, ask my aid, and I swear that it will be more than you dreamed."
She'll smile quite broadly, actually, at that. And she'll say, it is good to know, especially in these times. And she'll look to the door with, well, the curfew being in order. Something, I'll think about it, but maybe something to help people get around could help. Could do a great. Oh yes, I say something to help people get around could do some good. Or perhaps just something to give them hope.
He nods very slowly and very thoughtfully. His brows come down hard. He's thinking very hard about what exactly she wants.
I see there was a scene I did where out of character didn't know, but there's apparently a few murders going on in the guild hall, in the guild sections, like guild hall. Okay, so say, and I well, I will ask this of many, but if you hear anything about the murders that take place, if you know anything, or if you find out anything, I beg of you to tell me. I would like this problem to be solved as quickly as possible.
Very well. I shall certainly be an ear to the ground for you. I am not well established in Odessa yet, but I shall be.
I'm sure you will fit in quite well and quite quickly.
And even if you do not have need of my building skills, I see that you are a woman of steel, of iron, and I am also skilled at that. They may scorn me for my blunt words, but my lady, they will not scorn my steel. If you have need of me, the city is full of gentle Toreador, and I am not that.
It is good to have Toreador like you. As I said last night, even if we are a clan who use our words as weapons, it is well that the other clans remember that we also have thorns.
He nods. And he starts to grin.
Tell me, Liftig, how long have you been in Edessa?
A week, maybe? Barely that. I've made my introduction to the Seneschal. But this curfew, forgive me, my lady, it makes it difficult to be one of Cain's children.
No, your comment is understandable. If it was up to me, the curfew wouldn't be there in the first place.
I've had to creep, and it is difficult to feed. But I shall manage, of course.
You have ended up until now. It's been short, but well, if you keep being careful, I'm sure you will manage to keep safe until the curfew is over.
He nods. I shall find some way to deal with the situation. Have no fear. I am nothing if not resourceful. You can peony that if you want.
Yes.
You probably should peony that.
Yeah. One, two, three.
Okay. You get that he probably thinks of himself as resourceful, but there's a moment of hesitation, like he knows also that he's maybe not telling the whole truth and maybe has had some trouble. Like you get the sense that he's very confident in his words, but you're pretty sure that you'll have to keep an eye on this one. He might have some troubles. He looks hungry to you.
Okay. Yeah, she'll smile. And if ever it comes that you have not been able to feed, you can always come here and, well, some blood will be provided to you.
His brows raise. My lady, that is very generous. I thank you. If my need becomes great, I shall certainly take you up on that offer.
And she'll nod. With this, I hope you have enjoyed Edessa so far. Its beauties are, well, our beauties are may not be as obvious in when you have to sneak around everywhere, but well, and yes, I say yeah, when you have to sneak around everywhere, and the entrance to this place might be, well, not as grand as I'd like it to be, with the unfortunate circumstances, but well, I do my best to keep it as beautiful as I can.
The inside more than makes up for the darkness outside, he says, and he kind of waggles his eyebrows at her. It's a compliment. He's giving her a compliment, like he means you.
Yeah, I get it. She'll smile, and she caress his face. Thank you, Nifty. I hope you enjoyed your night last night, despite the few outbursts that happened.
My lady, I could not have enjoyed last night more.
When she says outburst, there's like this ew about it, like, ew, how dare they be rude.
Okay. He just kind of starts to laugh, like it starts out as a low chuckle and gets a little bit louder when he notices her face. And he goes back down on one knee again and tries to take her hand gently between both of his hands. And he says, "My lady, a group of Toreador who is too careful is no group of Toreador at all. Are we not meant to be passionate?
It is. It's quite fun. Thank you. Well, I'm glad that you enjoyed last night. I must thank you for the dance too.
No, the thanks is mine. You are a woman of divine talent.
I've been.
And
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
no, sorry, go ahead, go ahead.
Oh, well, she won't cut him off. So just finish your sentence.
he goes on praising her, and he looks like he means it when he stares at her. He doesn't have that rapture that Adam Carter had, but the respect in his face is more than genuine. She has captured his attention, and he seems like the kind of person that's very important to.
Okay. And yeah, she'll say, I have been learning since I was, well, a mortal child. With the years, I have learned to master it. I think I only have the years to thank my for my skills.
I think it is more than that, but whatever has brought it to pass, you reminded me why we last the long nights. No mortal could match your talent.
And
And if the angels did not dance with us, more fool they.
I shall smile and nod. Tell me, Liftig, where do you come from?
I am from the west, far west, out nearly to where the land ends forever, and there is nothing but water from rocky shores. I've come a very long way, he says, and he grins. Over a
What,
great deal of water.
what is the name of your homeland, if I may ask?
I don't know what the name of it is. Like, I don't know what it's called. He tells you England, but I don't know specifically what it's called in this time period because I'm a slacker and I didn't go look that up. But he will give you the name of whatever it is currently called. The British Isles.
I have. Until yes, smile. I have been there on a few occasions. Back when I traveled the lands with my sire. You can be proud to come from there. It's a land of mystery and a land that inspires many of legends and fantastic stories.
He nods and grins.
There is a reason why so many stories of fairies and beautiful other worlds hail from your homeland.
Well, I could not bring any fairies with me. But when I am done with Odessa, none shall miss my homelands.
May
He
I
says it,
ask? Oh, yeah, go ahead.
he says it like a promise.
May I ask why you came?
I have heard that we are in need of rebuilding here. That there are that there has been devastation afoot. I have kept an ear to the ground of this place since before it was reconquered by by the Zengids. From far off, I've heard tales. He kind of hesitates and glances at you, kind of searches your face intently for a moment, and says, grinning like grinning like a kid who is about to get caught at something. He says, "And I have a small wager going with an enemy of mine."
Someone in the city? She'll say with a kind of very curious smile. That just says, "Well, tell me more."
He scoffs. "Yes, someone in the city. I'm sure if you have not met her yet, you will. Well, I'm sure you have met her. I'm sure if you've not grown to know her yet, you will. She will be underfoot every hour, if you let her. Since you are a woman of power and prestige, and not inconsiderable beauty."
What is her name?
It is Hiwat.
Ah, I thought I could. And she'll smile and chuckle. I thought I could sense some sense of animosity. Yeah, last night.
He snorts. "She's a sycophant and a fool. She is a credit to our clan, but I do not have to like her."
Yeah, that she'll nod. Mm. Spoken wisely for a neonate. Many so young think that many so young would not give any praise to an enemy, but you at least say that she is a credit to our clan.
Go ahead and roll P&E.
Okay. 5. 2 successes.
When you say many so young, he glances away and you can see that there is deep bitterness in his face. And he gives a little shake of his head and says, "I am not so young, my lady, but I have perhaps been lacking in wisdom. It is well known by all that Hiwat is a credit to our clan. My own accomplishments have been ground to dust more times than I can count. I take responsibility for my failures."
As long as you rise up again and, well, reclaim what you think you deserve. Well, what did she say? What you deserve. She don't say what you think. Yeah, she say as long as you rise up again and reclaim what you deserve. I myself, back when I was a mortal, the land of my parents were taken away. Everything I had known destroyed in front of me. And so, when I came back, a grown woman, and, well, at the time still quite new to the ways of the children of the night, I took back what was mine.
He studies you very thoughtfully. And then he nods and stands up and dusts himself off. "I am a builder, and I have no time for petty revenge which destroys. God willing, I will outbuild all those who seek to tarnish my name. You have my word that this is my goal, and I shall serve Clan Toreador's interests in Edessa, as though my life depended on it.
Very well. Serve Clan Toreador faithfully, and serve Edessa faithfully, and you will be shown the respect and the acknowledgement that is due.
He leans down to try to kiss her knuckles, like gently,
She definitely lets him.
and says, faithfully always. I will not take more of your time if you have not need of me.
As much as I'd like to keep you as new Primogen, I think there are many who will want to meet me too.
He nods. Watch out for that wasp.
I shall nod.
All may love her, but I fear she will fold. A building built upon a weak stone is never safe. And he grins and like waggles his eyebrows at you because he's proud of his own like metaphor.
Yeah.
And then he bows deeply and shows himself out.
Okay. I shall smile, and as he leaves, she'll probably take off what she's wearing and go in the path.
Okay. If you have time, would you like to meet with another one?
Yeah, we can
Okay.
leave.
Do you want to make it a second scene, or shall we?
We can make it the same one.
Okay, perfect. So, she goes into the bath. She spends some time soaking her old bones, surrounded by the lights and the marble and everything pretty. And then, one of her attendants steps quietly into the room and says, "My lady, I hate to disturb you, but if you are available, there is a woman here to see you."
No, let them in. It is expected with my new what happened with my new title. It is expected. Let them in.
They, excuse me. They go scuttling back out, and you hear very quiet footsteps shortly after. And the woman you met previously comes gliding into the room. She's moving quickly. Her footsteps are quick, but quiet. And Hiwat's good looking. Sorry, Hiwat. Luftig is good looking. He's at 4. She's at 5, and you can feel the presence coming off of her, even for a neonate. She carries herself like a queen, and when she spots you in the bath, she also goes down to one knee and bows her head.
And she'll come. Thank you, Hiwat. If you feel like joining me, you can, of course.
Thank you. That is very kind. I'm assuming that there are robes or something, or
Yeah.
the attendants bring robes?
Yeah. Yeah, there
Okay.
are robes probably lying around.
Okay. She disappears to go and undress and dress herself in a robe to basically prepare herself for the baths so that she's not getting sweat or anything in there. And it takes a moment, but she reemerges and drops the robe and eases into the water.
what? And she'll smile. How good it is to see you.
The pleasure is mine, my Primogen. I thank you so much for seeing me.
It is what I am expected as Primogen of my clan, of our clan. What kind of leader would I be if I refused to see and hear the words of the people of Clan Torador?
No leader at all. And I'm sure that you will be a very fine leader. Your clan stands ready to help. There was nearly unanimous approval for you.
She'll nod. There was, apart from that man that, well, unfortunately left, I, with the others, seem to be quite happy of me taking the title. I'll have to check up on that man.
Do you wish him dealt with? She stops herself and holds up a hand. No, go ahead.
I was gonna say, yeah. Tell me if I need to make a roll for this, but when she says dealt with, is it like it be what he killed, or?
Yeah, go ahead and make a roll for it. Where's the dice roller?
Nope. Damn it.
You get nothing. You have no idea what she meant. But when she sees you looking, she stops and then she kind of like she holds up a hand to kind of say, wait, I might have misspoken. And she considers her words. She kind of turns her head away a little bit to consider her words and says, I think perhaps I have implied something I did not mean. I am not, certainly not a murderer, and no, I'm in no position to harm any one of our clan. I meant, shall I soothe him for you? Shall I pacify him? He is deep in grief, but
He is. I understand that he is upset and angry with what happened. But I want him to know that his clan, from now on with me, has at its head, is there for him.
and shall it be, even if his problem is a lost neonate who could not keep the silence. Will you save us from our own follies, my lady?
I shall not. It is quite all right. I heard of what happened. As sad as it is, there must be consequences for someone who does not keep the silence.
Is that what you would call what happened to his child? Or do you mean in general?
I see. Well, she probably would have asked around that. What happened exactly to the child?
His child was taken by hunters, was captured by hunters, and was kept alive and fed from for a very long time, but no one was able to retrieve the people that the hunters had kidnapped, and when nor was anybody doing anything to deal with the hunter problem And so Gerard sent soldiers in and completely razed the place. So everyone who was there died.
Okay, and what was the thing about him, like, breaking the silence?
Um, it is guessed that the way that the hunters found out about them was that they had frenzied or murdered or otherwise drawn attention to themselves as vampires while hunting, and the hunters had taken notice.
Okay, but he's only guessed. Okay.
Um, yes, I don't think the details of how each. There were several neonates from different clans who were taken, and the only one who survived was Hebony of Clan Assamite because Irene saved her.
I shall say, well, what happened was unfortunate. Could his child would still be amongst us, but I wonder what happened for his chowder to be, for the hunters to know of his chowder.
Eva kind of studies you and smiles. It's kind of a probing smile. The smile of somebody who wants you to like them
Okay.
and isn't quite sure what to say, but she looks very thoughtful.
But yes, please soothe him, as you put it, and let him know that if he wishes to speak to me, he can come here. He does not mean harm to me or anyone.
I will do my best. And I'm told my best is considerable.
I'm sure it is. Your sire must have chosen you for a reason. And I shall smile, looking at you, looking at you, well, not only right now, but looking at you last night. Something tells me your sire was wise to choose you.
Thank you, my lady. I do not take my death lightly. I do not take my clan lightly.
Sure not. Is there anything else you wish to speak to me about?
She moves around, kind of letting her hands wave in the water and just feel the currents on her skin. For just a moment while she chooses her words. Only that I'm here at your whim, my lady. And my own, of course. But if you have need of me, do not hesitate to ask. And if you decide that you should be interested in renovations or relocation, and she looks up and lets her eyes kind of trail slowly over the building. I hope you will keep me in mind. Your taste is exquisite.
What is it you do? How is it that you can help?
I am at my heart, an architect. I have not traveled much. I'm not well experienced in the ways of the many worlds, but I have a great deal of experience putting stone on stone, whether that be the building of an alliance or the erection of a monument.
And when she says she's an architect, um, there's a big smile on Marco if she wants to be PME, but
Mm-hmm.
I see,
Oh, she does.
yeah. I see what she's smiling because she heard. Well, she knows that no, Liftig is a
Mm-hmm.
architect, and she's well, is a builder, and she's an architect. So that's probably a lot. Before we can't get that, but is that like, oh, I'm trying to guess what happened? Like, I'm
Mm-hmm.
guessing something better shit happened.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's that small that kind of she's trying to imagine what happened, like trying to put some kind of scenario together, imagining like some kind of scenario.
She catches that look on your face and she pauses and kind of asks with her eyes. Her gliding around the water stops and she looks. Her her posture is exquisite. The way she holds herself is just like a crane. Um, but she kind of also looks nervous when she sees that look on your face.
She'll smile, warm smile. Help but remember that it was brought to attention yesterday that Leiftig is a builder, and with you been and you have now told me that you're an architect.
She splashes her fingers kind of delicately in the water, very thoughtfully. And you can tell that she's trying to choose her words carefully. He and I have known each other for some time. We have corresponded through letters for decades. It is my personal opinion that he's wrong in nearly every opinion he holds.
Ooh, damn.
Does Margo say that?
No. That's Nelson.
Also, he's a bore. And frequently an embarrassment to our clan.
An embarrassment, you say? What has he done to embarrass our clan?
To my knowledge, he's lost at least 3 duels across France and the Western Isles. Spent years in torpor. Years nursing broken hearts and mourning missing ghouls.
She's going to pin me that, trying to see if she's just bullshitting or how
Uh-huh.
she's bullshit. That's half I do 10. Come on, no.
2 successes.
Oh, it's
She
not
says,
coming up for me, but okay.
"Oh, really?"
Yeah. No, it's that's weird. It's not coming up for me. Oh, there we go. It took a while, but yeah, 2 successes.
She doesn't appear to be lying or trying to lie. Her answer was quick and seems very honest. Um, she definitely seems disapproving, and there's a little bit of consternation. Like she doesn't understand it and she hates it. If that makes sense.
Okay.
like she doesn't quite know what's going on with him, and it really bothers him, and she wishes that it really bothers her, and she wishes that it wasn't happening. You definitely get that Luftig has gotten under her skin. Sheerly by fucking up, it seems like. Or at least by his duels and crimes of passion.
She'll nod.
What's more, he has criticized my work, tarnished my name, painted me as foolish, or me. He has painted me as foolish, when it is he who can barely keep his sword in its sheath.
And she'll kind of frown at that. Well, as long as he is here, I hope he will do his best to keep your differences aside. In Edessa, I want Clan Toreador to work together.
She, is watching you intently. Her face is almost pleading. She has 3 successes. She's trying to gauge how sympathetic you are to her plight. She's trying to gauge your feelings at the moment.
Yeah, it's like for the moment she's not taking sides, but if what he says is true, and if he is kind of has trouble keeping his face together, there's definitely this if she can tell that her face just says like the first one that fucks up is going to have to deal with it. Is going to have to deal with problems.
She considers that intently. My lady, we are here to do battle. Let there be no mistake. He and I have come to settle our differences. But I assure you that I am the soul of discretion. If there is battle in the streets, it will be a battle of bricks and mortar, and towering spires that grace the landscape. It will be a battle of minds, a battle of beauty, and a battle for the ages. Not a battle of swords and swear words.
Thank you. And I wish for it to remain that way then. I have faith that it will not be shall think. I have faith that your battle will not be overflowed, and that it will stay, as you have said, quiet. I do not want the other clans to think that Clan Toreador cannot keep itself together.
On the contrary, if there's one thing I have seen in Edessa, it is that Clan Toreador keeps its friends close and its enemies closer.
I shall not.
I have never seen 2 candidates for primogenship any closer.
I shall smile. I did quite enjoy her presence last night.
I hope that we shall remain so close.
I shall nod. But tell me, what? she'll come closer. Where did you hail from?
Oh, hang on. Let me grab the name of the city because it's not Cairo. Did I put it somewhere? I think it's Fustat. She's going to give the name of it, and I'm going to say I think it's Fustat, but I might be lying, and I'll get back to you on that.
Okay.
But basically, you may or may not know that it is a city that is basically during this time period being subsumed by Cairo. It was the original capital of the Abbasid Caliphate, and is being taken over by Cairo slowly.
Okay. Well, her she has academics too, and her area of knowledge is geography.
Perfect. Yep. Then you would know that. It's the former capital that is basically becoming part of the new capital because it was it's been through several battles as the empire's war for. Anyway, there's fighting going on down there. Not any more than here, but it's been a tumultuous sort of century.
And may I ask why you came to Edessa?
I have come to meet my foe upon our chosen battleground. That is my very honest answer, my lady. And I heard that Edessa was lacking in Toreador with the departure of the Primogen and the child she took with her.
Which a lot.
It is, as I have said to others, my strong belief that a city that is poor in Toreador is truly bereft. I live to create.
I would tend to agree with you. I shall say, but with you coming from, and shall say, the name of the city, and Lifty coming from the British Isles, I am wondering how you two came to meet.
We've only known one another through letters and reputation for as long as we have known of one another. Our interests have brought us together and separated us just as quickly. She just kind of gestures restlessly in the water. And here is a neutral ground. And then she's going to step forward and reach up. She's tenuous about it, like she's not quite sure whether she's overstepping her welcome. But unless Margot stops her, she'll reach up and stroke Margot's cheek very gently with her fingers.
She'll let her.
It seems to me that the creation at which you excel as a Toreador, as nearly a goddess in your own right, is not the sort of art that lasts, but the sort of art that glorifies every moment. That gets to hold it, my lady.
Thank you.
Am I right?
Oh wait, I see. What is she asking exactly?
She's basically saying you're a dancer, not a builder or a crafter.
Yeah, okay, yeah, that's what I thought. Yes, I had always been elegant, and so I was taught to use that on skill to on a but wait, I was going to say dance floor. I'm not sure that term was used then, but in a ballroom.
I'll make it a special project to create such a place for you here. Someplace worthy of you, your craft.
Thank you. Shall not.
She kind of studies you for a moment in all of your App 5 glory, and then she leans forward very quickly, kind of timidly, to brush her lips over your cheekbone. And then she steps back because she's well aware that you have at least one very powerful, very beautiful lover. And she's not going to go there, but you're at 5 and she's paying homage.
Yeah, she'll smile.
Thank you for meeting with me, my lady.
Of course, of course. As I said, it is what I must do. A cleanser that does not. Wait. Apparently, there's a little dog that got inside the bathhouse.
It's my hope that we won't simply be clanmates, but friends. I hope.
I shall smile. I hope to become friends with many members of my clan. I won't hide it that you did intrigue me last night, and I have been wishing to see you again and, well, as you put it, become friends.
She has 2 successes. She's searching your face to see how genuine you are in wanting to be her friend, and how much you're just being polite.
It's, most of it is she's being polite. She might be a bit exaggeration, but it's like there's definitely she did appreciate her, and she does want to know more about her.
Okay. He watches her intently and then nods and smiles. A little bit sheepishly, because she gets that the Margot's the Primogen, and she's overstepped her bounds a little bit. She steps back and bows again a little bit. It's hard to bow in the water, but she just kind of inclines her head respectfully.
With that, I would not like to keep you to if you have any other plans tonight.
Thank you. I do. I hope I'll see you soon. And thank you for the dancing.
The dancing was my pleasure, and I look forward to seeing you again.
She grins and then hurries out of the water and bows once she is out. And then she collects her clothing and her robe and shows herself out.
And she'll nod, and well, she'll watch her leave and smile. And with that, she'll probably let herself sink in the water, just enjoying the water kind of overtaking her and feel it on her skin. With that, I believe I'm listening there.
Excellent. Thank you, Play for playing.
And thank you, watchers, for watching.